after finishing this film, I could not shake a thought from my head. Do you guys know the sad thing? There are people out there that truly do believe that anime as a medium simply does not have the capacity to tell a heartwarming story. I look at things like Wolf Children, and I have to say, even people that will not nudge on that belief, at the very least, this gives them a challenge. Here's my review of the latest masterpiece from Mr. Hosoda, Wolf Children. If there is one thing Hosoda knows how to do, again and again, it is to create an emotional work of art, and you can bet this isn't an exception with Wolf Children. The story is actually fairly simple, however so very touching at the same time. See, Wolf Children is a very metaphoric and meaning-layered film, mainly showcasing how much of a struggle life is for some people. We find ourselves complaining over not being able to buy the PS4 because it's sold out, or getting an iPhone 5 instead of an iPhone 5S for Christmas. Which, if you're that person, you little bitch. This really does highlight the issue that there are people worse off than us. If you normally do cry, or sob, or whatever you personally want to call it, well, this does have moments that will probably make you want to. Metaphorically, this is a fucking awesome movie. That doesn't mean the movie doesn't have an amazing story and setting in sense of what is actually happening. Trust me, it really does. Keeping you hooked all around. Hell, I honestly did not think it would end how it did. If you're not a fan of ambiguous endings though, then you're probably not going to be overwhelmingly satisfied, because it is open to the point where an OVA seems like a fairly good idea. I want to see how Yuki's life progresses, as well as many other characters. The second half of this is where it really gets good for me. The family moves to the countryside. It is at that moment it really started to kick in just how underrated Japanese animation is at times. One of my favourite parts about this movie was the character development. Both Yuki and Ame's personalities towards the phenomena of the whole half-wolf, half-human thing completely switches between the two of them. How it actually happens was believable. It wasn't like one day Yuki woke up and said, "Fuck this wolf thing." The whole progression of the Wolf Children, transcending from birth to adulthood, was what made this so special to me. The scene that shouts this out in particular is where the camera is constantly panning across the school hallway as the years go by. That one tiny scene shows just how quickly childhood comes and goes, highlighting just how much of a developing stage it is. It's a time of massive changes in pretty much anyone's lives. You really leave with a sense of make most of the time you have, no matter what the circumstances. Individually, the characters have great design because they're realistic. They don't have overly bombastic personalities or the social interaction skills of a melon. At the end of the day, Wolf Children simply tells the tear-jerking story of a mother, despite the odds, raising children that just so happen to be wolves. And it is one hell of a ride to experience. As bad as it sounds to witness her struggles, because it shows the power of human spirit and determination. We haven't even got to the two specific elements that changed this movie from being a pretty great movie into yet another Hosoda masterpiece. Okay, we are gonna dive right into this. Wolf Children has some of the best background landscaping out of absolutely anything my eyes have ever laid on. The mountains are the definition of an eyegasm, and if you think that is an exaggeration, you animate some scenery that looks just as good as that, and then we can talk. The lens flares, the water, and absolutely everything else that overlays the standard animation is perfect, and I cannot think of anything that even needs remotely improving. The human characters did slightly drop at times, but in a way, that added to the real beauty of the animation. If you think otherwise, it was mostly in long distance shots, so you didn't really notice it because of the freaking gorgeous background animation that was going on behind everything else. The animation is in the specific style that allows it to be something that touches you. It makes some form of connection that sends you a message on life. It shows you that every life is a beautiful thing, like I mentioned before, no matter your circumstances. The soundtrack of Wolf Children is kind of hit and miss for me. Some tracks I absolutely love, like the song that was playing in the opening of this review, but some I don't really care about. That's not saying that in the movie they don't do a good job of intensifying whatever is going on at the particular time that the music is playing, because music has always been the thing that actually touches my heart the most. Now, I watched this English dubbed, just because when manga is charging £20 for a Blu-ray, you kinda wanna get the most out of it. It's a Funimation dub, so you go in expecting it to be above average, which it really is. Especially the Wolf Children, which I keep coming back to again and again, because they are good as all-round entities, I guess. Okay, so that wraps up this review. Using a fairly simple method based on my aforementioned ratings, Wolf Children receives a final mean score of, with a recommendation to go and watch it, because if you consider yourself an anime fan, or even if you don't, this is a movie that I believe goes above and beyond the mass majority of other stuff. This review took a while, to say the least, so if you have enjoyed it, then please do leave a like and share it if you feel like helping me out. This has been the Anime Planet. Thank you for watching and have a great night or day.